Hello team, welcome back. And today we will see that how you can write the data in the JSON file. So we are already aware with the format of the JSON, and we will see that how we can write the data in a JSON format. Although whenever you are working with the test automation framework, hardly you need to write the data in a test data using your test case, but you should aware that how we can do that, so that we are including this in our course. So before working with the JSON, let's open the Eclipse. So within the Eclipse, we was working in the project Java training, and this is our package on which we was working utility. Let's create a file. I will create a new class and call it write JSON. Click on finish, and write JSON class got created over here. Now simply we will create the public method. Right, so we have declared our main method. To work with the JSON, very first you need to include some jar using which we can perform the operation on the JSON. So earlier we included the Apache POI and we included few other jars, and same are reflecting in the reference library. Similarly, we will go to the Google and we will search for the JSON simple. Hit enter. You will get the JSON simple, and here are few links: JSON simple from the Google code and JSON simple from the Maven repository. You can download from here and you can download from the Maven repository as well. Right now we are not aware with the Maven repository. In the coming lectures I will tell you what is the Maven repository. You can see the JSON simple from the Google. The current version which is available is 1.1.1. I will simply open it, and once you will open it, you are getting the bundle over here. Once you will click on the bundle, it will download a jar. You can see simple JSON simple 1.1.jar is downloaded. I will copy this jar and paste it within my framework util directory right here. Now go to the Eclipse and I will consume it. So I will go to my project, go to the build path, configure build path, click on add external jar, and go to the framework util and consume this jar. Apply. You will get the same jar in the reference. So once you will expand, you can see the JSON simple 1.1 is attached with my Java project. Let's minimize this. Now, how we can write the JSON data? Very first, we need to create the JSON object. And suppose we want to write the student data, so we will call it student1 equals to new JSON object, like this. We are getting the error on the JSON object. Let's keep your mouse on it, and it is asking to import the JSON object from the org JSON simple, the jar we imported. Let's click on it. So it will import the JSON object from the JSON simple. Once you have created the object, what you need to do, you can start putting the data in this object. So we are calling student1 dot put, and here you can put the key and value. So key is student name. What is the name? Name is John. Similarly, we can put the other data. I will copy this, paste it two more time. Second is grade, which is we can call sixth or fifth. Second and third is location, and in the location we call it 16th Avenue. Over here you can see we are getting some warning. Either you can ignore them or you can go with the second option to add a annotation surpass warning. We have added a surpass warning, and you can see the warning got removed. So you can see we have put the data for the student1. If you want to see that is that basically putting the data in a JSON format or not, so we can print this JSON object. And to print this JSON object, you need to put this out, put the key which is student1 to JSON string. Now let's save this and execute this file as a Java application. I will keep this in a bottom of my console. You can see it is printing the JSON student John grade 5th location. If you copy this, go to the JSON formatter, paste it here, beautify this, you can see this is a valid JSON, correct? Similarly, if you want to put multiple data like this, so we can create the second object like student 2 and print the data. So I will copy this code, put it here and call it student 2, change some detail like Anna, and let's print the detail of Anna, student 2. Let's save this and execute this. Oh, I also need to refer it here. Now let's save this and execute this. See, we are getting the two JSON, one for John and another one for Anna, right? In the similar way, if you want to keep that in a single array, right? If you want to keep this JSON in a JSON array, how we can do that? For this, you need to declare the another object, and object will be JSON array. Call it student details equals to new JSON array like this, right? And we can call student details dot add and call the first object and call the first JSON object. Put a semicolon. Similarly, copy this and add the another JSON object which is student 2. Save this. Now suppose you want to print this student detail, that it is actually formatting the JSON in a JSON array or not. So sys out and call student details dot to JSON string. Save your file, execute your file. See, we are getting this in a array. If you will copy this line, go to your formatter, paste it. See, this is in the JSON array. Now suppose you want to assign this array to the main object which is called students, correct? So how we can do that? So let's go to the code again, hit enter and create the another JSON object like we created over here and here. So I call the JSON object, call it details equals to new JSON object, right? Call details and call the put method like and call the put method like we called above. Over here you can define the main key, and the main key could be student details, and in the value we can define this object which is this, which is the JSON array, correct? Let's put sys out and print details dot to JSON string. Let's save this code and execute this code. See, we are getting the JSON. I will copy this and paste it in the code beautifier. See, we are getting a JSON where the parent key is the student details which have a JSON array, and this JSON array have the student detail for first student, second student, and you can create the data up to n number of student using this way. You can also create the JSON as much as complex as per your requirement using this code. So we are not doing much. We are just using two objects over here. One is the JSON object and another is the JSON array. On the JSON array, we are using the method add, and on the JSON object, we are using the method put. That's all how we can write the data in the JSON. And as I told you that in the automation testing or UI testing, you hardly need to write the data in the JSON because because during the testing, we don't write the test data, right? We prepare the test data manually and we consume it in the automation testing. So reading of JSON is more important as compared to the writing the JSON data. Thank you team. See you next time.